Cat fact, let's talk about the Red Brown costume. Unfortunately, this costume review is going to get a bit more negative, and so I want to start off by saying some good things about the movie in general. And this mostly has to do with Red Brown in the titular role. He's my second favorite Captain America and only loses out to Chris Evans because it's hard to beat Chris Evans. I think Reb was a great choice because he fit the physicality of Steve. I think he literally matched the physical description of being like 6'2" and 240 pounds at the time of filming. So he looks the part. But even more important than that, he brings a gentleness to the character that I think is essential. He's not just some big burly guy. He's someone who cares about people, and Reb really brings that across. Unfortunately, the costume just doesn't work. Let's start with the biggest problem, the shield. Now, the shield is transparent because they put it on the front of the motorcycle acting as sort of a windshield. But in order to do that, the highway patrol told them that it had to be clear so that the driver could see clearly. But it makes it look weird. I wish they had changed their plans and just stored it somewhere else so that they could make it opaque and actually look like something that could stop bullets and whatnot. Because unfortunately, this looks like a toy, and not even a good one. Like this looks more like a dollar store knockoff General USA superhero toy rather than Captain America. The second big problem is the helmet, because while I'm all for motorcycle safety, he kept this on all the time he was in costume. It just makes it look like he has a bulbous head. I also am not a fan of the wing placement. They're on the front rather than on the side, which I feel is more natural. At least as natural as it is to have wings on your head. The rest of the costume doesn't really get much better. I feel like the stars and stripes placement doesn't work. It makes it look like he's wearing a patriotic vest. And then the white stripe and stars on the gloves also just feels like a little bit too much. I haven't seen any like actual confirmation on this, but it does kind of feel like they were trying to mimic the style of Evil Knievel. I think this costume also shows why spandex is actually not a good material to make superhero costumes out of. Like I said earlier, Reb was a big, buff guy, but you can hardly see his muscles in this despite it being theoretically skin tight. It just kind of looks flabby. Much like Captain America's shield, the clothing in the comics does not follow the laws of physics because you can't get that much musculature showing with real life materials. Now, the video that this comment came from mentioned that the Reb Brown costume was probably the most comic accurate. But I want to be clear, it's not this one. He has another costume that I tried to fit in, but this video is way long and I couldn't fit it in. So tune in like 2 days for the second Reb Brown costume.